Hey everybody, it's Jamie. Welcome back to Dreamers Game 1, where we are playing Yomi. This is turn 92. Some of the things. So, right off the bat, we have some horror attacks. We have a shaman that is getting attacked by 3 belly maw horrors, which probably means death. We had one shaman that, did pretty good that one time. Webbing and then tangle vining, but a shaman without gear just doesn't have the reinvigoration to be able to like actually do anything. A nice little starfire there. No! Oh shit! Fuck. I had that moment of like, oh god, he's gonna do it. No, he's not. And then we had Kiyomune, the demon general, attacked by a mind slime horror. So, Mind Slime Horror over here. So, this one I do kind of find... Oh, I did not realize... Well, okay. This guy has, stuff on him. I wonder... Most demon... Okay, we're just gonna watch and see how this goes. Probably not gonna go well. Animate's got... Aw, fuck. That was a rough fucking mind burn. Okay, so we lost in generals. I guess they do come in. Yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking about demon generals actually being mages. I don't know, that just skipped my mind. Alright, whatever. Horror attacks this turn. 0 wins, 2 losses. Unfortunate, but nothing that, nothing big. No, oh my gosh, I can't believe we lost this thing scenarios. So it's fine, no big deal. We have Munabu, the Dione, has claimed the golden throne for Yomi. That's us. Fuck yeah. We're back in it, boys. Back in it. We have 1 throne. Oh goodness. It is a good throne for us, though, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed indeed. Okay, so we got that going on. We've got some remotes, so let's go ahead and check on these, see how these goes. We've got... What did we get? A auger. Will we get it? A body ethereal is not going to help you. Burning hands will, though. Holy shit. Killed. Okay, so we were successful there. We've got another, and another auger. Very nice. Another body ethereal. Boom, dead. Alright. That is remotes for this turn. 2 wins on manifestation, 0 losses. Very cool. We've gotten a lot of mileage out of manifestation, honestly. I think if it weren't for manifestations, we would have had to fight probably 15 more augurs or so, and 5 to 10 more augur elders. So that's pretty good mileage, I think. I should probably I'm not gonna go back through, but it would be interesting to total up all the kills that I have gotten with manifestation. A little bit of blood hunting this turn. 22 in White Forest, 22 in Mulliton, so 44 blood slaves acquired this turn. Pretty good. For what we're doing, obviously. That's not good for most scenarios, but I'll take it. We've got a number of battles this turn, so let's just go through them and see how they all work out. We are attacking Helheim in Sanguine Swamp. The little bitty raiding party. Why am I laggy? Oh, I got multiple programs open in Memento. Close out some of this stuff. I was doing recording and fixing stuff in Photoshop earlier, so still a little chuggy. Ho hum. Minions is actually just running a little hot right now, apparently. Wonder why. Whatever. We'll make our way through. Okay, we've got a little stack of Ko-Oni, couldn't think of their name, led by a Shura over here. He's got a Just Man's Cross. And we're up against just a little stack of PD, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. Very slow in the hold. Alright. Let's shift it up. Now, these guys do have glamour, so you see how long they survive. Or some of those guys have glamour. But, not enough, I think. Yep. Lost 3 Ko-Onis, no big deal. We attack Helheim in Typhalia. Just 1 PD over here. We've got Tsunamitsu, the Onishugo. Tossing out a Blessing, tossing out a Fire Shield, and then Horde of Skeleton. He'll get another Horde of Skeleton cast off here in just a second. And then he's going to be fatigued out for a while. But 3 Hordes of Skeleton cast is typically enough to take on 6 to 11 PD. So, should be fine. We win there. But then we get bumped by Ubar. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. And we're up against the kind of like the Ubar special, the Ring of Returning Lifelong Protection spam. These guys are actually honestly pretty cool. I was initially not super impressed with the concept of them, but at this point, I think they're pretty fucking neato. That's going to be a lot of... Did I get my... It looks like I did get my Fire Shield off, which is cool, because we do have regeneration, we do have decent protection. Imps are low damage. And hitting me with like fire, or with my Fire Shield up, should... Well, no, actually, they have very high fire resistance, so never mind, that's not going to do shit to them. Unfortunate, though. Yeah, there's no real way we beat them. Ooh, Incinerate. Ay, ay, ay. That was ouchie. Okay, so, was that... That was Tsunamitsu. Gets got in a bump with 2 Shiatans. I don't think that's how you say that. Shiatan? I don't know about that. Wonder if Google has anything to say. Nope, not really. I tried. We attacked in Pannonia. An Onishugo and a Lich against just a couple of barbarians. This should be a flood of undead against them, which should be a pretty easy victory for us. Ooh. Cloud of Death's being tossed in as well. My goodness, that's rude. Okay. Nice win in Pannonia. We attack Helheim in Glade Woods. We've got our little Earth Gnome kitted out here. Little beef boy. Actually, not that beefy. Not a great, like, thug, but, you know, it's fun. It's high regeneration. Here's that. But something with more HP would have higher regeneration. his combat speed being so slow is actually kind of detrimental to this thug style. Because you want thugs that are faster so that they can cover more distance in between the kill this pack, cover more distance, kill this pack, cover more distance, that type of situation. So, either way, though, we do win. We take control of God's Tomb Mountains. We didn't fight anything there. We attack in Feral Woods. We've just got a whole bunch of corpse constructs and a Mound King against not a lotta, but you don't need a lotta to beat corpse constructs that are unbuffed. So, fingers crossed. Yeah. Get him. Get him. Route that guy. Route him. Make him run. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, don't surround him, please, because that might not go well for us. See, we lost 20 corpse constructs against 9 guys. They're very, very bad when they're unbuffed and unsupported and everything. We attacked in Delca, but we did win. We attacked in Delca. We've got Tsunemori. A little bit stronger of a resistance force here, and some shamans, actually. That's interesting. Undead coming on in. Really do anything to Tsunemori himself, though. Well, this is kind of a little bit of a standoff. Ah, there we go. They broke. Ah, and they routed. Unfortunado. Okay, so nice little win there. Alright, so mostly wins, except for our bump against Ubar, which is unfortunate, but, I mean, what we lost there... that was just... Let me double check. I think that was just a flask of holy water, right? A single Onishugo with a flask of holy water? Yeah. So, and this is kind of like what we're thinking here. We've got tons of Onishugos, flasks of holy water we can produce for very cheap, and pretty safely. Throw that on there, and they can deal with a lot of different things. And here's the other thing. Like... What they did, what these Shiatan did, it obviously is gonna potentially kill this guy, right? But there is a chance of things going south for them, depending on the AI and what happens. It's very unlikely, but there is the possibility that these guys get too close, and given the opportunity, an Onishugo could try to disintegrate one of them or something like that. It's fairly unlikely, but 26 would be like no, but a 20 magic resistance is not insurmountable for a random disintegrate, so highly unlikely, but it is a low commitment from us and relatively high commitment from Ubar for something like that, so pretty interesting. Anyways, battles, that was a lot of battles. We had to go through a lot of stuff there, but battles relatively favorable for us this turn. Not that we were up against anything too terribly difficult or anything. Versus Helheim, 5 wins, 0 losses. Versus Ubar, 0 wins, 1 loss. Versus Ermor, 1 win, 0 losses. And versus Indies, 2 wins. 2 wins, 0 losses, which means there's actually one more thing that we haven't watched. Let me jot this down real quick. And that is down below. We have found a sneaking enemy here. So, in Ermor, we found a freaking boar when we went to patrol that location out. And we immediately killed that boar, so, you know, easy peasy, but whatever. That's kind of cool. Okay, events. Let's see what we got. We have Bright Woods, and this is actually really cool. I completely forgot that this was a thing that could happen at the Lake of Living Water. Your cunning mage has managed to trap one of the elementals from the lake into a bottle of living water. So that's really fucking cool, right? Um, being able to, I mean, it's just neat getting water elementals, period. But getting a bottle of living water from this is very neat. I wonder, I should look this up sometime. I wonder how your water mage levels play into the success of these events. They really should. If they don't, they absolutely should. That and maybe like your luck scales should play into the success rate. What's available there, etc., etc. That's I think this is one of the more interesting magic sites because it gives you, it's just nice. It gives you a gem, right? But it gives you events that you can interact with and try to do stuff with. It's really neat. It can also just get a mage killed, which is less neat, but it's fun. Anyways, we got a bottle of living water from that. We've got a couple of rebirth scenarios. We lost a province in the Salt Plains, so that's unfortunate. In Hinwood, we have gained Death Gems +5. Very cool. Found in the prime of the season. And in Kolar Megar, we get copper deposits have been found and a new mine is being built. So we find a copper mine in Kolar Megar. Copper mines are +20 gold per turn. So those are pretty. Bringing our events to 1 bottle of living water, 1 province lost, death gems +5, and 1 copper mine. Pretty interesting events for the turn. Alright, let's talk about what we're doing. The vast majority of this movement is just moving around Onis, etc., etc. This long movement is bringing Manabu back over. Manabu, our prophet, back over towards what's actually going on. Specifically over towards the Throne of the Moon, which is a cool little thing. Not super interesting as far as like what it's going to give us for blessings or anything like that. But it is what it is. I'm not going to be like, near, whatever. What else do we have? Aside from that, we are pulling our raiders back, our Earth Gnome and our Onishugo Tsunomori back, because this is about, I don't want to overextend. This is about all I really care about doing it. Besides, this is where Helheim actually has resistance, so we're leaving that to Lanka and Ubar to fight, right? We want to focus on getting Feral Woods and focus on getting Sanguine Swamp, okay? But that's going to have to wait just a little bit as we prepare for God's Tomb Mountains. Now, we know they have a lot of Ether Warriors here. I suspect that they have at least a handful of Augurs, maybe Augur Elders. Ugh. I think their god was here, but I don't know if their god teleported back into Urmor. I could check the turn, but I don't remember. I think their god was in the Urmor fight. I think. But it could be here. So, what we are actually doing is we're going to be a little cheeky in this because we don't really know what we're going up against. So, we're going to do a little bit of a out of left field kind of attack. We are throwing in Bone Shutter, a vampire, Manhate, Fear Tongue, 2 liches, and Dimu, a Mound King. They are kitted out with a couple of Ko-Oni, a bunch of Corpse Constructs, and that's pretty much it. And we're basically doing a rigor mortis play, right? Bone Shudder has a skull staff. He has the Crown of Despair, so he gets death gems every turn, which is fun. Has a whole bunch of death gems to throw out at this. So we're basically going to throw up a rigor mortis and see, right, if our co-onis run forward and our corpse constructs run forward, and we get this rigor mortis off, and those individuals are able to kind of just tie up the Ether Warriors for a while and whatever else Urmor still has here. It is very possible that Bone Shudder, Man-Hate, and Fear Tongue are able to create enough Horde of Skeletons after, kind of during and after everything is fatigued out from Rigor Mortis, that is done, right? That Urmor just isn't able to do anything in response to it. This obviously is going to be very dependent on what Urmor does, right? If Urmor does something more than just have some basic magic cast, throw some blessings out, let his Ether Warriors run forward, if Urmor does anything battlefield wipe oriented or large buff oriented or throws out fucking relief, right, as a potential counter to Rigor Mortis, then it's very likely that this will not work, right? It's also possible that this will not work without any of those things. Rigor Mortis can take a little while to set in. And the Ether Warriors are very killy. They will chew through these co-onis and through these corpse constructs very, very quickly. I had considered doing something like sending in a Troll King and doing an Army of Lead at the same time. And either just letting that Troll King sit there or maybe like, I don't know, running, like retreating him or something like that. I have decided against it just in case the battlefield, there are big battlefield counters on the other side. I am willing to risk the undead and replacing, the immortals over there, but I'm less willing to risk someone like a Troll King or something like that. So this is relatively low commitment from us. In the grand scheme of things, if this works, great, cool, fantastic. If it doesn't, I think the rest of this army is going to be able to do just fine, right? And ultimately, this is kind of, it's just a cheeky attack. One, it gets us more information on what's actually in God's Tomb. Two, it might win, which would be great if it does. Three, if it doesn't win and we lose everything invested in it, that's really not that big of a deal for us. Okay? So that's it. That's pretty much the movements for this turn. Things are going rapidly downhill for Helheim. The final pushes are coming from Lanka and Ubar, so we do not have much time left, but it feels like things are mostly syncing up, right? Which is good. So fingers crossed, hopefully we will be able to finish off Urmor and then jump into taking these two provinces, setting up for whatever the fuck comes next, right? So that is all of the movement and everything like that. Let's talk about what we have going on. I have this. I've got a notation of like a building here, but I think it's from a different turn. Let me click around and see if I can find it. It says that we're building a temple. We are. Right. We're building, so buildings, one temple. Got that. We are putting a temple in Jankeep. Basically, just because we are trying to push our Dominion over here. We're trying to get all of our luck scales, right? The more luck we have going on, the more we can try to benefit from those luck scales. Push our Dominion as hard as we can into Urmor. gain benefit from that and go from there. Would be really nice. We're also, right, like, we're to the point in the game where we could maybe start making, especially, yeah, we could maybe start making plays for something that is Dominion oriented, right? Something that, like, Vengeful Water or something like that, as we gear up to kind of like fight against Ubar or against Lanka or both, right? That's something that we want to keep an eye on. So we want to have strong Dominion as we kind of look for that. Okay. What else do we got going on? We've got a couple of rituals, not very many actually this turn. We've got our typical 9 corpse constructions, and then we just have a single golem construction added on to the mix. And that is primarily because we're still in Astral Corruption land, right? So, don't really have the ability to just be flippant with our ritual casting. We've got 2 golems, gonna throw a third out there, probably going to empower them. We've talked about that quite a bit, the idea of being able to empower in things. Earth is very easy for us to empower in because we have so much Earth income. Earth is very useful to empower in, so that's something that we might do. We might also start empowering in some other things, but we're gonna see where that takes us for now. So rituals, 9 corpse construction, 1 golem construction, and then we have some forging. So forging this turn is 1 Starshine Skullcap, 1 Firebrand, and 1 flask of holy water. Pretty simple stuff. Starshine Skullcap, super duper incredibly useful and important for golems. They need more astral. They need astral 3 to be able to teleport around. Starshine Skullcap gives them that. It is cheaper to make a Starshine Skullcap than it is a crystal coin, and easier, right? So Starshine Skullcap, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, breezy, whatever. Starshine Skullcaps. Yeah. The only issue with Starshine Skullcaps is that we don't, or with this whole golem thing, period, is that we don't have a crazy high astral income. 19 per turn is not particularly high. If we were closer to like the 28 mark or the 30 mark, right, like we are with Death, that would be a different matter. But this is going to be kind of slow going, so we'll see how that goes. The Firebrand and the Flask of Holy Water. Firebrand is really just trying to, be cheeky and get in some gear sets. We have a Ring of Returning right here that we're just trying to make use of. And then the same thing with our other Ring of Returning. Seeking, make a Flask of Holy Water basically every single turn for the rest of forever. That lets us throw Flasks of Holy Water on our Onishugos, preparing to try to use them where we can. And that's really it. A lot of battles this turn, but they were mostly just little bitty battles, nothing big happening. Next turn, pretty interesting. Pretty interested to see whether or not this Storm Castle Rigor Mortis scenario works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I think we'll still be fine. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.